I did okay, but I don't know. I just have trouble with that.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, so I'm making some notes and we'll expand on these in just a minute as well. So we'll just get a intros and a list and then let's go there because I have stuff to say about live videos as well. Who's next?
I'll go. Need a query, plexus worldwide, health and wellness is my thing, and natural supplements. And I think most of the Plexus ambassadors agree with Janie that less people are prone to do live videos. Doing a video is one thing because then you can watch it and see if you like it and then post it. So that's one way to start. Is just just comment on that. Just make the video without being live, just to practice, and then then you can post it or do a little quick one. Something short and sweet is good. But so I think that's probably one of mine. But I think my biggest marketing hang up is just breaking the ice, and not necessarily a cold contact, but when you're talking to someone just breaking the ice into presenting your business. Just to ask them, will you let me tell you what I do, or would you like to buy something, or whatever. I don't like to ask people to buy something, but I got to get over that. Oh, I have a suggestion too. That little arrow on the right of number 2, if you click that, it'll hide that right side, make it bigger. That, yeah, it'll scoot that over. Yeah.
But then I can't see the words because your pictures are covering up on that right side.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense. I didn't think about that. Okay. Very good.
Again, technology. We need a whole month of training on just technology and making things work. Who's next?
Say the question again.
It's who you are and what you do and what's the most intimidating thing about marketing.
Oh, intimidating thing. Okay.
For you.
The first part was easy. It was I'm like, what was the question?
I should have posted it.
That's okay. Well, since I'm talking, I'll just keep going. I'm Kim Hawkins. I'm a life coach and mentor to Christian women, and I help people moving in their big projects from start to finish. And the hardest thing about marketing, the challenging, I don't know. The videos I'm okay with. It doesn't bother me. So the best way to do that is just to do it. It is what it is, and then you have to go back and watch them though, because you can figure out what you're doing that doesn't work. Like you'll notice if you move your hands too much and you'll notice when you make funny faces, and but you have to watch your videos after you do them, and then you can help tweak, when you watch that and listen to your voice, and then you'll pick up on words. Like if you say a certain word too much or something, then you can figure it out from there. But as far as marketing, sometimes just getting in front of that right audience. Sometimes we appeal to a lot of people, but they're not necessarily our ideal client. So I would just say just getting to really the right person. It's one thing to have fans, but it's another thing to have someone who wants to be your customer.
Yeah. Who's next?
Well, you do get videos. I love her live videos.
Good at videos. So Dahlia introduced herself in the chat room. She said she's a life coach and an independent educational consultant that assists college-bound students and families with the college prep process. Boy, did we need you years ago. My mission is to transform lives by making the college dream possible. Oh my word, that's awesome. We have grandchildren. Maybe you can help us with grandchildren. Go ahead and put your URL, whatever you want, Facebook, website, anything that you want in there as well, and tell us in there also, Dahlia, what intimidates you most about marketing. Awesome. So we still need to hear from.
I'll go. I'm Angela Hallford, and I have a new business called Furthermore Living, and I enjoy teaching or helping people to discover how wonderfully gifted they are by their Creator, God, and then how to take that understanding and move further in their life mission and to achieve more in their life mission. And I use that through acrostics talents, and I think all of you have seen that before, and it's on my Facebook and web page. I think the most challenging thing for me is understanding what I need to post and where I need to post it. I was today trying to update my Facebook pages, and now I need to get over my website, and that's, I think, where I'm most intimidated.
Your website?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And for the tip on your video, if you have the ability to do it, speed your video up when you're when you're watching it playback.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you can speed it up, then you will see what movements you do constantly that you're not aware of. So if you're constantly doing this, it's going to show up like this on your video, and you'll catch it where you may not catch it other times. That was a tip I learned in college. I actually remember it.
I love that.
Good idea.
Yeah. So are we missing anybody besides me? We've heard from everybody, so y'all all know who I am, Karen Lindwall-Bourg with NACWI, and actually with KarenBourg.com, which is kind of being revamped right now. Thanks to Janie, got a new logo and that sort of thing. And it's just my goal to do what NACWI does, which is to create connected communities and experiential education. I'm really excited about getting education a little more hands-on, because I think if you tell me how to do something, I'm not an auditory learner. I've got to touch it and do it and manipulate it. And so most people are probably that way. Once you've done one, you might not forget so quickly. How did I do that? So community and education, those are my focuses, and hopefully in ways that please the Lord. And I think what intimidates me, gosh, I mean, there are just so many things, but I think I'm the type of person that sees the big picture and shuts down with the intimidation of the big picture. It's just too big for me to comprehend. It's just too much. And so I think breaking down my intimidation mostly is that learning to realize that marketing is a step-by-step process, and I've got to break the big picture down into pieces. So into doable, I'm writing this down pieces. So here's the notes, D-I-E, I-B-4-E. There are the notes in your chat room about what's most intimidating to us, and then let's have a little bit of a chat about that. Oh, did we hear from Dahlia? Let me go back and look. Okay. So someone help me type in, what have people said already about videos? So we heard videos, we heard just do it, we heard watch your video in whatever, 2x mode or what, 1.5 mode or whatever, speed, so you can see exaggerated movements or whatever.
Repetitive, yeah.
Repetitive, and you can hear how many times you said or whatever.
I was going to say start short and simple on your to do a video, to do a live. Do something real quick. It's not as scary.
And I think I've gotten more comfortable with live videos than I have been in the past, but I still don't like them. And I think we just have to give ourselves permission to pre-record a video. Most of the time when I pre-record a video, I don't change it or edit it or anything. I think it's just it helps me to, well, first of all, I know I'm dressed and ready to do one. Most of the time when I think I need to do one, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not ready because my hair is wet, or, it's not convenient. We just left the house. Oh my goodness, I should have done a video. Should I do one in the car? I obsess about things like that. And I think I need to just, it's okay to make it a video on my phone and save it and post it when I want to post it, not necessarily be live all the time.
That's when you need the goofy hat.
Yeah.
The goofy hat with you to just throw it on, and you don't have to worry about your hair.
What else did people say? There were so many impactful things there. So we've got, you know, and I mean, if you're recording it, then you could make 5 in one day if you wanted to.
Yeah, when you're doing a recording session like that.
Yeah.
You know how they say when you're going to speak and like you look at your audience and you're supposed to like envision them with clown noses or whatever it is that makes you like distracted from the fact that you're speaking to a group. The same with video. If you're looking at, when you're doing the video live, you see yourself. So imagine that you're talking to a friend. I mean, you're sitting here face to face with a friend. You can't see the people that are looking at you. So what's intimidating about that? Are you uncomfortable because you feel like you're talking about yourself? I mean, or talking to yourself.
Just messing up and, I don't know, looking silly, messing up, not saying the right things. I mean, I've done it a couple of times, and both times when I watched it back, I was like, oh, that's silly. And the first time, though, I actually got comments that people took things the wrong way. And
okay.
You know, like
one great thing about that whole thing is you can go in and delete it.
Yeah.
You can just say, okay.
Yeah, and I did.
You have that ability. One suggestion is if you're in a small group, such as NACWE members group, do a live in there first, so it's just your buds. You know, it's not like the whole world.
Yeah.
And just let everybody know, hey, there's a little test and like your feedback, and then present what you want to present to your big audience, and then you'll have a little feedback, like a practice session, and then they can comment, and then you can delete that one too if you get annoyed with it later. Save the comments.
Karen, maybe we can bring back those 5-day challenges that Diane used to have.
We need another video 5-day challenge.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to put somebody else in charge of that, like Kim.
Not me.
Yeah. Didn't volunteer for that one.
I'm out.
Come on, dude.
So
here's a tip from Diane. Had a tip a long time ago on if you're going to pre-record videos, like if you don't like doing it and you just want to get it over with and you plan ahead, a series of subjects or videos or whatever. Oops, she thought I said Siri. A series of videos. Her suggestion was get that ready, and then in between each video clip, do a change of clothes. So you can post it as if it's different days. So change clothes, or put a different hat on, or whatever, or turn to a different wall. So they don't think it's just you recorded all the time. I thought that was clever.
So ready to move on? I have one video question. Where do all of these live and recorded I know they go into your photo collage on your Facebook page. They're in there. Are they in there as a photo or as a video? Where do these things go?
You mean the videos?
Mm-hmm.
I think you can go to your profile and then hit photos, and then when you hit albums, there should be, I'm checking right now, there should be an album that just says videos.
Yeah, here we go, videos.
Yeah,
Do the
videos.
live videos go in there as well as the recorded videos? Live videos go in there and stay forever?
Heckin', I'm not.
Just click it.
Let me look. I'm trying to check to see what mine has in there. Oh yeah, my live is in there.
See, those are live videos. The uploaded ones, because they're links, they won't be in there. Those are all live videos.
Okay.
But if you post a video though, my posted videos are in there too, because like I have a video in my videos, it shows a live that I did, and then it shows some that I recorded on my phone that I posted.
But Anita, is yours a group, or are you talking about your page?
My personal profile.
Yeah, the personal profile, I think the videos include uploaded videos. This probably includes uploaded videos too.
So you're saying in a group it's different, or a page?
Well,
Maybe.
so,
And like once we make a link, like YouTube, those aren't in there. So like all the
the
class
link
videos, they won't categorize in here.
But yeah, if you upload one, it probably would be in there.
Yeah.
okay. Do video links, like when we do the replays, go into files or go into anywhere?
I wouldn't think so. I think it's just,
Posts.
I think it considers that text in a post.
They're just in the discussion thread.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to see if I'm a good student, Kim taught me and Courtney something new about Facebook, about files. Now, does this apply to a fan page? Not a fan page, because you can't put files in a fan page very easily anymore.
This is for groups.
Group, what about your personal profile? If you want to do a file, upload a file. No. So only in a group. So how many people in here have groups?
Files in my page. Do y'all know? I mean, am I right? Yeah. If I go to my personal profile, I don't see files.
Don't have files.
Yeah, it's a group feature. It's not a individual.
Okay, so how many people in here have a group? Have groups, Facebook groups? Anita can't. Oh, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what she showed me, and Courtney and I were both. I'm looking at Courtney like she's supposed to know everything, right? Because she's the one I got first, and said to her, "Did you know that?" And she said, "No, I didn't know that." So if you go to files, you know, you can upload any file, a PDF, document, whatever you want. So there's a lot of our PDFs. But so my difficulty with that is we were talking about how do we get all of these wonderful recordings into your hands as members so that you don't have to go searching all over Kingdom Come for them. And especially if you're not feeling really comfortable camping out in the classrooms, which a lot of people aren't. We're going to getting ready to do some new things to help that. There's a video coming on how to navigate your way through the classrooms. Callie's doing that one since she created the classrooms. I thought it would be wise to let her do that. But what I wanted to do was list for you the classrooms of the year without sending you and how do you update that? And you can't go in and tweak it. Like, what if we did something wrong? You'd have to just upload a whole new file? No. So here's what Kim told us. If you click on Create Doc, you can add a header up here, some graphics up here. And so let's say we add a graphics called Community and Education Webinars for Tuesdays at 2 p.m. And then you can just add them all down here. And every time I want and publish, and then every time we want to update it and add the new ones, we just come in here and add them. And is it going to say publish or republish or update? It's going to say something. We can keep a running file together of. Is that the coolest thing since sliced bread?
That's awesome. I'll give an example of, I have a upline ambassador that when she started getting her team really big, she set up initially some systems that were really great like that. And she has in her files, I'm trying to find it really fast. She did that with like you're talking about, the replays of training sessions or certain categories. She has files that are, she has files that have subjects and links to, all these videos. Like our top level in the company is Diamonds. If you go to YouTube and type in Plexus Diamond Documentary, you can watch all these documentaries, but she's got them in a page, Diamond Docs. She's got it in there and she has a little snippet about each person or what's their key, what's unique about them. This lady was a hairstylist, or this lady was a nurse, or whatever. And then she's got the link. So I think she must have done that where she updated it.
So, I mean, it looks like, you can even save it and not publish it. So if I felt like it was messy or a rough draft and I didn't want you to see it until I cleaned it up and that sort of thing. And then you can also come over here and say, allow group members to edit this document or not. It's almost like a Google Doc, Kim.
Yeah. That's neat.
Falling in love.
Yeah, it's
I missed a step. I'm not sure what y'all are talking about.
Okay, so in a Facebook group,
Context.
how do we share information with people in a Facebook group in a document that you don't have to just keep updating it? Like every one of these PDFs, if I needed to update it, I would have to recreate it, and re-upload it for you. And the files forum would get really messy. And instead, you can, if you're in your group, if you're the admin of the group, you can say create doc and create a document that's kind of perpetual. Is that a good word in this day and age?
Mm-hmm.
It goes on and it can be updated. You can even allow your group members to edit it if you wanted to, which we wouldn't for the links to the classrooms, but we might for something else, like if we were all creating a 31 marketing tips page together, we could let everybody be participating in that. And there is a video in here, Kim, productive planner tips from July. So I wonder what made this video go into the files and not into some other.
It's not a YouTube link. It's an uploaded video, but that is weird that it went in there instead of into the videos.
I think one of your elves put it in there for you. I bet they say whoever created that video.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, you're muted.
I created that video.
Did you upload it to the files?
I think Karen did. It has her name by it.
Yeah, it has
I
her name by it.
posted it. Well, I posted
I know
it
some of
first.
y'all walked in as her though, so I didn't know.
And then she probably she put it there and saved it.
So let's do a few little quickie exercises. There are 3 different people that spoke to us, and if we want to, we can just run through some of the things that each of those 3 people said. And if there's one that really pops out at you or stands out to you, pick it and let's pick it. Let's pick it apart a little bit and maybe do something with it. Actually type something into the chat room or put it in a Word document beside you. You're going to do this. You're going to take a step. And so just reading through them and editing them and kind of dressing them up. I actually put the header and footer in and everything this morning. The one that stuck out to me was, and I think it was Tara. She was such a hoot. That was so much fun. And she was talking about, I think it was her. She said, use trending and or popular hashtags as free social media ads by adding them to relevant posts. So how often do you use a hashtag for anything? I mean, I understand that you can overuse a hashtag, but let's talk about that. I'm going to put some notes in the chat room.
I have a question. I'm way behind the times. I thought hashtags were just like for Instagram. So do you use it on Facebook? Do you use it on, where do you use hashtags? I don't understand. That's a basic question.
You can use them in both places.
And Kim, do you want to talk about this?
I can.
I mean, I could get this far and you could get this far. So I'm going to let you do that.
So it says use trending or popular hashtags as free social media ads. So think of whatever your favorite platform is. With us, for the conference we did, if you went to Facebook right now and you typed in the hashtag and then 2018 NACWE conference, you would see all the different posts, the videos, the pictures, any post that was public would come up that had that hashtag. And so you see a list and you can see, which people actually posted those things too.
Scroll down.
So you keep scrolling with that. The interesting thing with that is even if someone shared that, then if they shared the post with the hashtag, you could still see who shared it too. So a lot of these, of course, are people who were at the conference that posted. And when we did that scavenger hunt, we all used the hashtag to post the pictures. But you see, like, when you're looking at that and it says see all, if you just click that see all, it would expand the list of, who else posted and what was posted. And then you see the photos. So it pulls up everything that's trending with that. In Twitter, a lot of times Twitter will show, usually on the left-hand side, it'll tell you what topics are trending or what hashtags are trending. And so sometimes you see things that are totally off the wall. If you go and you look at it and you see, you're like, if you see that a certain thing is trending, sometimes you want to see what it really means, because it might not mean what you want it to. And so you don't want to attach your post to something that's risque. Like, it might seem like a good idea. So scroll down a little, look on it's usually on the left. Usually on the left side.
I lost it. I lost that whole.
You lost that Twitter. It just flew away. Let's see. We're not looking for Bill Cosby.
Speaking of controversial things,
Controversy.
I always just go to our webpage and then click on Twitter, because
There it is. Click that. Did you mean to switch
I
out?
wondered where you were going.
That's what we're trying to do.
I'm confused.
It's opening a Twitter app.
Oh, well, that's telling you to log in.
But you're still in Twitter.
Well, what happened is my Google Chrome shut down. Anyway, we should look at someone else's Twitter or whatever.
Okay, let's see. If
I was going to add the reason. So that's how to do a hashtag or how to see relevant ones or trending ones. But the reason you want to use them is when somebody's searching for something that might somewhere even remotely be related to your business, you want your post to pop up, and they'll only pop up to the whole world if you have your post as a public post. So
right.
you may not want, if you're on your personal page, you may not want all your posts to be public. But sometimes, and be careful if you change it when you're posting, it thinks that's what you always want to do. So if you post one public, be careful when you post in your family stuff that you change it back to friends only or whatever you want. But what I've been doing is just post my post to friends and then go back and hit edit privacy. You do the little 3 dots on your post and you edit privacy, and then make that one post public after I post it. But that way the whole world sees it. So be careful what you post. But if you want them to find your business, if they're searching different keywords, that'll help them find you more. Last night we had a Zoom about this very thing, but on Instagram. And they were saying on Instagram you can see what, like how trending a hashtag is, and you may not want to pick the one that's used the most, because you'll be buried amongst the millions of people that used that one.
Right.
Some common word like conference. I mean, is entrepreneur women, Christian women, things that have a little more detail in them, I think are more prone to find the audience you want.
Right. You want to niche it down, so make it smaller. I looked on Twitter, and today the trending hashtag is National Voter Registration Day. Tuesday Thoughts. Register to vote.
Can you share your screen and show us how to see those? Because some of us aren't Twitter-ish.
Okay.
We don't.
So, Kim, while you're sharing your screen, what other social media venues will pick up on hashtags?
Instagram.
So we've talked about
does.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What else?
Well, LinkedIn is even using them now, which is new for LinkedIn. So I think if you get in on it now in LinkedIn, you're going to get a more targeted audience if you use a hashtag there, because it hasn't always been the norm to use it there. They're not going to have 1 million people that have already posted so this is my screen on Twitter. Whoops, sorry.
Trends for you. Oh, that is so cool.
So that's, let me just
National Boomer.
So see, it tells you like who to follow. So they'll have some new accounts there that they think are in line with what you do. And then it says trends for you. And so it has voter day, Tuesday thoughts. Like when you post that motivational type stuff, if you tag it with a Tuesday thought, you're going to draw in different people from an audit. You know, there'll be people who just look for Tuesday thoughts and see who posts that. And you'll always end up picking up a few new followers when you use something like that, or Tuesday motivation. There's some sort of summit going on in Philly. So these are, they're just on that left-hand side there, and it just kind of gives you an idea of what's going on, what's trending, you know. And it's like, but sometimes you see something, it might, you know, like, okay, what is, this says it's SM. So in my world, SM is social media. Mm-hmm. So I want to believe that that's what it is, but before I would tag to something like that, I'd look and verify, and you can see that it is a social media thing there, and they're asking people to come and visit Philly. But then you can see the other posts that other people are posted at that same conference, you know. Brandywine Valley. That's a long way to go. Yeah. Brandywine Valley, all the way, and this is in Philly. So you'd be surprised who shows up at different things too, because that gives you an idea of where people are. You look at how spread out things can be. So this I think animal refuge is attending this summit. So it's like you never know who you can connect with on social media. You might not think that's your customer, but would you think that you'd find an animal refuge post connected to social media summit? So it expands our mind too, you know, opens us up to possibilities, because sometimes we think, oh, well, they're not interested in what I'm doing. Well, yeah, they are. They might be looking for you. You never know it. So that's just
there are some great quotes in there, and, you know, things that maybe some other connections that we could make. So my question is, well, now I lost my whole train of thought. So am I right, Kim, in saying this? You know, if you're on, let's talk about Facebook, because that's the number one, you know, the busiest. So if you're on Facebook and you want to say something, so let's say Angela's talking about something that happened with a client at Furthermore Living. She doesn't want to constantly put a link to her Facebook page or a link to her website or etc., because that literally pops up and gives people a chance to button on, you know, click on and go to that place. And people could get irritated if you did that with every post that you made, but they're not really going to get irritated with a hashtag, because they can click or not click on a hashtag. It doesn't actually drop down and give you this whole huge graphic. And is that right?
Right. Hashtags, someone has to intentionally search for them. And even when they're in a post, I'm trying to see if I see a post that has one on Facebook here. But if you have to see the post with it, and when you click on it, then it will take you to other things that are posted with that same hashtag. So it's not like when you tag a person. And then it keeps generating notifications, and every time someone interacts with it.
Oh, babies. We love babies. It's not as invasive or as pushy, I think.
Right.
And so let's do this. Go into the chat room or talk it out. What is a hashtag that you could be using right now there should be more than one. But what is a hashtag that you're thinking, I don't use this, but I really ought to be using this?
I've been using intentional living, and I've connected with a lot of different people, especially on Instagram, that weren't following me before because I used that hashtag. And so I looked, before I started using it, I did a search on it, and I looked at different pages that had it to see if I wanted to be associated with that. But taking care of yourself, a healthy lifestyle is intentional, and you have to make that decision to do that, and it involves a lot more things than just what you eat or drink.
I love it, Anita.
Tired of being sick and tired, Anita. That's cute.
I say that is one way to use a hashtag too is look at the hashtag that people that you might want as your client might be using. So like if they're frustrated in their work or something like that, or they're, can't decide what I want to do in my business or something, whatever your thing is, or for mine, sometimes people will post, I'll think, okay, what are they posting when they're at the doctor again or something, or, sinus, or I'm sick of allergies, or some hashtag that might be related to that. If you find people like that, or like if Kim went to that Philly conference hashtag, if she was looking at people that were at that thing that she could connect with, the first step would be go follow that person or connect with that person. And then she may build a relationship with them and eventually be able to share her business with them. So it's one way to kind of expand your network, I guess.
Love it. Okay, so
talking about Facebook again, can I mention one other thing?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps posting about how I'm only seeing X amount of posts from my friends. And Facebook does make numerous changes, and it will change up your feed. But Facebook shows you the engagement of who you engage with the most, and vice versa, who engages with you. So you have to take some ownership in that. I mean, if you want to be connected to 600 people, you need to start connecting with them. It's not just once the connection's there, you just assume that their information's going to pop up at some point. You have to actively go and engage with what they post. What gets promoted is what's worked with.
I was saying to be sure you comment on their post, not just hit like. There's some specific thing about that. It won't connect you more with them that way.
That's good.
And a lot of people have a habit of just scrolling and liking. If you don't actually comment on something, a lot of times it's like you weren't even there, because there's so much action going on Facebook that doesn't weigh as much as actually taking time to comment. And sometimes when I don't have time to type a lot, I'll use either a sticker or a GIF or something, because that will rank higher in the algorithm than the emotions, the likes, the loves, those little reaction ones.
Let's stick with, we only have a few more minutes, we'll just stick with something else from Tara. I think they all three said, know your customer and market where they are, meet their need and that sort of thing. So let's read through a few of these and someone pick one to talk about. Make your pages appealing to your customer by creating graphics. And she gave some sites. We talked about video, or even turn blog posts into videos with apps like Lumen5.com. And Kim did that. If y'all want to hear from Kim about that, we'll just turn the floor back over to Kim. So just speak up. Host face-to-face meetings. We do that. Interviews, maybe. Utilize your space on the web with a great website. Be sure to have an obvious place to put the opt-in on your website. I don't know what these are. Hello Bar, Sumo Me, and all of that. I had somebody else put my opt-in on my website, so I'm not sure what those are. Keep your content fresh and relevant. Use tools like Google Trends for any topic, and maybe we don't need to now. All we need to do is go look at Twitter and look in the left bar for trending topics. Use social media to naturally market your products and services. Stick to social media websites that your audience would use the most. You can always widen your audience by interviewing an industry expert. Create a free giveaway. You talk about that for a day and a half. Actually, Courtney's starting a new program to teach people to write and post their opt-ins, their free giveaways.
Yeah.
Increase your audience and influence by being a speaker. What touches your button of interest there the most? Anybody?
Anybody? Do you all want me to show you Lumen? It is a free, it has a free version. I can, let me pull it up, Karen, first before you switch
And
it.
so I'm trying to think of something that popped out at me there. The first thing while Kim's searching that popped out for me there was, are you writing? Are you blogging at all? And I have just stopped. I used to blog on a consistent basis. I used to get guests to blog. But once you've blogged there, you'll be able to repurpose things you've already written using, this is one of those tools, right, Kim, that you could use if you've already.
Yes, and I did that with a blog. I wrote the one blog for NAPWE, and then I took that link after it was published and put it in Lumen, and then Lumen just pulls out key phrases that you used in your blog and you can create a little video from it. So let me pull that up and see if I can give you guys a quick little Lumen demo. Hold on. I'm not signed in, of course.
Karen, you're muted.
Blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to make sure I spelled it right. Lumen5.com.
Okay, I got my
It makes a video out of your blog?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me show you.
I'm going to type a link in the chat box for y'all to look at later too. And then if we have time, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay, so this is Lumen here, and I had written a little blog about a planner, and so I put that in there. But let me just go to the dashboard and see if we could do something short and quick. Let's see, we'll click create video. Sometimes Zoom is a little squirrely when you run more than one thing at once. You know how that goes.
Yes.
So see, when you pull up Lumen, it'll say use article or blog post, and then it gives you an option if you want to copy and paste your own content, and then it has start from scratch. So I'm going to click use article or blog post. Just in the factor here. I'm going to pull up a blog. I didn't know Karen was going to put me on the spot.
You have to copy paste it, or you put your URL in there?
You put the URL from the blog, so I'm going to just click one real quick, and you go to your blog and it gets your URL, and then you paste it in there, and then it'll pull up some suggestions. So hold on a second.
And then you choose where you want to post it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And does it,
after you create this little video, it's going to give you a link. So, okay, I'm going to copy my link for my blog. And then I'm going to so it's asking me which format do I want to use. I usually go with a simple landscape, and it'll give you some themes that you can pick with it. It doesn't matter what you choose. You can play around in it. But this was my blog. So over here, it has the actual text on the left side of what was in the blog. And then the program itself just pulls out some things. Like, it's just pulling out pictures there. Like if I go to this, if I say I wanted to click on that, like I said, I'd have a travel size Bible. So I can pick on what words I want. And then it has behind the scenes, it has some media free pictures that are in there. So you can change the pictures to whatever you want, or you can upload your own. And then you go back to the story, you can keep adding different pages. Like I said that I would take some sweats if I was putting this together. So for shortness of showing you, like this has the title of what the blog is. Mm-hmm. And then you click here on this side to pick out keywords. So that's only got 3 slides in it, but you can click, and if you want, you add music to the back of it. It's got all different little music things you can add. And you just pick one. So, but when you're done, then you just say finish, and you click finish, and it generates a link. And so it basically, it leads you, it's a way to lead people back to your blog site. Like you can just pull out key phrases in your blog, what's written already.
So it automatically, if someone clicks on it, is going to tell them how to go find your blog site, or you have to add that information?
You include that with your posts, but like at the end where it has this, to share this video, or you can add the credits down here. You can put an actual link if you want to switch that. You know, what you want this to say. Like this says share this video, or I could type in the actual link of the video there. Mm-hmm. If they, you know, said, I mean, the link of the blog, I'm sorry, and they could go to directly to that blog.
That's cool.
So it's easy to use, and this is just the free version. There are paid parts of this that it will have, but I mean, with a free one, you can make something really simple. And the fact that you can add, you know, you can upload your own pictures, you can use music in the background. It's just quick and easy. Another way to get people's attention online.
So the challenge for the day, because it's 3 o'clock, is to, and do it like Anita said, in the NACWE membership group under today's education post. You make it easy if you want, is to post a hashtag and say, I'm thinking of using this hashtag. What do you think? You know, is something missing? Or how can I make this more interesting? Or what would you do? And then the other would be to do a Lumen with something. Some article you've written. So like Anita did this. Just a side note, I have our mother, Anita and our sisters, in case anybody didn't know that. Our mother was a sought after Bible study leader. I mean, they would just beg her. Oh, and there was one group that was so excited when their Bible study leader, Sunday school teacher, was out of town. They were like, yes, she's out of, this is not at Angela's church, at the church before. They were like, yes, she's out of town. Let's go ask Betty if she will come and do. I never, ever went to one of her Sunday school classes. Never. Why didn't I? I mean, I would have loved it. And so it was neat for me to see Anita do a presentation a couple of weekends ago, and I was just blown away. I thought, oh my gosh, she's good. It must be in our genes or something, because I've not ever followed her around and listened to her speak either. So it was very fascinating for me. It was really a good experience for me, and it made me think of Mom. So anyway, why am I telling you that? Because I want you, you've written something, you've taught something, you've spoken something. So Anita could take a snippet from her presentation on health and wellness from a couple of weekends ago and make a Lumen out of it, you know. And so the challenge is, before we start the first Tuesday of October, when we're going to start talking about conflict resolution, and boy, is that one going to be a mouthful. In fact, we have so many speakers that we're going to run a little bit into November for 1 week, at least 1 week, because I want you to hear from everybody. And there are people, one of them's a lawyer, one of them is Sherry from Buried in Chocolate, Sherry Fitzgerald from Buried in Chocolate, Dean Holtz, who has this huge publishing company. The stories about the conflicts that happen and how God resolved them are going to be amazing next month. And I'm going to share my own as well. Not in great detail, but what I've learned from it and that sort of thing. So do a Lumen, do a hashtag, talk about those in there before we start conflict resolution, which would be October let me make sure I get the date, 2nd or something like that. Yeah, 2nd. So you have 1 week to get something in there. That's the challenge. And we'll have a prize.
Where do you want us to put these?
In the NACWE membership group. Like you said, that's a safe place to put it. Because people are
not under a certain post, though, just in the group.
What I'll do is I'll go in there, maybe Kim can help me do this, and we'll post the challenge at the end. The last week of marketing, the challenge is, to post some hashtags that you like to use or you wish you were using, or, and bounce some ideas off of people. And the other challenge would be to take something you've written or produced already and go to lumen5.com. It's free, right? I'm sure there's a pro package. There's a pro package for everything. We should have pro packages. That's one of the things I learned from our marketers. And I loved what Christina Rader said. You should have a package that you've never sold before. You should always have an upper level thing that you've never really sold before. So I'm going to do that. So that's the challenge. And I'll think of a couple a door prize for one and door prize for the other. Kim, let's talk about that, or email or text about that, so we can actually post that with the challenge. So I don't know, maybe, you all were at the conference, so it's not like I could hand you something from the conference that was really cozy. I think we filled our bags up with things from the conference. Let me think about it. Let me pray for us. Father God, this is just being with people that are encouraging and walking the same path that I'm walking is such an encouragement to me. I'm grateful for these moments. I'm grateful for the things we've learned today. I would just pray for us as we sort of rise to this challenge, and as we challenge others to do the same, that it would be a really great eye-opening experience. It might take us to new levels where marketing our services, programs, and products would be concerned. We need to be doing what you've called us to do, and doing it well and excellently, and we need to be doing it in a way that meets the needs of our household, whatever, our budget, our time constraints, etc., Lord. So it's all one big package, and it seems overwhelming to me at times, but I'm grateful, Lord, for this focus this day, and would just pray that you would bless us in our efforts this week. And we ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Awesome.
See you later.
All right. Bye.